What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D. It's a great, feel-good Sunday here in the Motor City, and happy Father's Day to my fathers out there, man. I know that Father's Day doesn't get the same promotion as Mother's Day does, but I see you. The fathers out there that's doing what they need to do, taking care of their family, taking care of their children, being proud patriots. I see you. Speaking of patriots, man, the dang Detroit highwaymen. Shout out to them, man. We had the No Kings protest over there in Southwest Detroit yesterday, and before those dummies could get out of line, they showed them that it wasn't gonna be no getting out of line. Now, this is how you know that these people, they are not from around here. They used Southwest Detroit as the location of where they were gonna do this demonstration. Now, why Southwest Detroit? For those that don't know, Southwest Detroit has a huge Latino population. All right, it I believe in the state, it's the largest Latino population, that's located there. However, they didn't take into account that is also where the Detroit highwaymen are located, and that there was no way they was gonna sit back and allow the area to be overran with foolery. So they went there because there's a large Mexican population. However, they really didn't do enough research, because if they did, they would have also known that they wouldn't have been able to act out the way they tried to. And it's funny how quick they got them together, because they didn't act out no more. Once one guy got his head pounded in, once one guy got up a bloody mess, the rest of them understood, nah, this ain't it. So, I don't believe that protests, demonstrations should get violent. However, look, man, it was one of them FAFO situations where you had somebody stepping out of line in an area you're not familiar with, and he learned the hard way. It doesn't appear that it was any arrest made, even though the police broke it up or whatever. The guy was clearly giving him a beating, the likes of which he's never experienced before. It doesn't appear that the police actually arrested anybody. So shout out to Detroit police, man. Detroit's finest, keeping everything in order. However, other places are not faring so well with these No Kings protests. There was a guy who I seen, another guy, he made a video talking about he was paid $150 to protest. So here's the thing. They know that people are so hard up right now because they just simply won't go to work and just earn a wage. They won't go punch anybody's clock. They'd rather just stand around and hold signs or whatever. He was offered $150. He took it. He was given a location to go to. He went there. He said when he arrived there, he found not only things to throw like cinder blocks, but he also found Molotov cocktails. I mean, just think about that. This is how you know that this stuff is not organic. This is something that is intentionally being done. He also said that he's not from LA. All right, he's not from LA, and he couldn't care less about burning down that community because he's not from there. However, he is an American, and he didn't like the idea of just destroying America, period. So he didn't do any of that stuff. He just basically wanted to collect $150 a day. But this is what's happening out there. You have a group with a huge war chest that is funding paid protesters to go out there and tear up cities where they're going to allow it. And it's no coincidence that these sanctuary cities are where this stuff is happening the worst. Those guys that were here yesterday, I'm glad they took their asses home. Good riddance. Don't ever fucking come back here. But they learned the hard way that Detroit is not Los Angeles. They learned the hard way that Detroit is not New York. You're not going to come here and tear up our city and then drive back or fly back or whatever back to where you came from. You're not going to tear up our shit and then take your ass home to where stuff is still intact. No, you're going to come here. You're going to get your ass kicked as they did. And then after that, you'll go back home to lick your wounds. It's funny because I made 2 videos yesterday. 2 videos where I issued warnings saying, listen, I hope this reaches people's ears. We don't take kindly to outsiders showing up to tear up our community. That's not going to happen. That's not going to go over well. And I'm not no gangster. I'm just a guy that's born and raised here that knows his city very well. You not coming here doing that stuff in LA. You not coming here doing that stuff in New York. You know, that stuff you seeing on TV, if you thought you was going to turn Detroit into that, you had another thing coming. Because I knew not only were the police not going to allow it, but the citizens weren't going to allow it. But how about that, man? You got guys that are being paid. They're just taking the money. They're not even rioting. They're just taking the money. But this is what is happening. Whoever is funding this, I don't know if we'll ever know. I really would like to know, though, whoever is funding this. You have people out there across the country trying to put on some demonstration because they were upset about the president doing a parade in celebration of the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army, which is so silly because celebrating the Army's victories, celebrating our wins as Americans, that is something that's always happened and nobody has had an issue with it. It's just now because these people hate Trump so much, they're triggered by everything that Trump does. Now it's suddenly an issue. These people, they're not historians at all. They don't know anything at all. They don't research anything. They just let someone else put a battery in their back and they run out here and they do stupid stuff. Worst thing about it is that the people who sent you out to be an agent of chaos, when that ass get arrested, they're not bailing you out. When you come to cities like this and that ass get a damn curb stomping, they're not showing up to the hospital to pay your bills. So again, y'all letting these people, these faceless people that are just sending out money, put a battery in your back and send you out here to do stupid stuff. You're not realizing you are at risk. You are being used as a pawn. You are at risk. They're not even going to show up to your funeral. They're not going to send a representative. They're not going to inform your family that something's happened to you. Stay home. Stay home. If you one of them people that you're not used to being out here dealing with dangerous conditions, I don't advise you to go to these different cities thinking that you just going to create problems and then go home safe. That's really not how it works in the real world. Many of y'all spend too much time in basements, on Reddit forums and all that, and y'all have a very skewed view of how the real world really works. You can't just go around doing whatever and thinking that you're gonna get away with it and nothing dangerous, nothing harmful will befall you. I'm gonna leave it there though, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.